What's up, everyone? Metamorphic Collectibles here with yet another live stream episode 24. And as you can see, guys, we have the full panel tonight. We have the bartender himself, Aries from Six Cantina. How you doing, Aries? Welcome.
What's going on, baby? I'm good. I'm pumped up.
Thanks for showing up, my friend. Then we have, you know him, the man of the 1,000 billion figures, FABIO from Fast Figure. What's up, my friend?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me again. I love being here.
And special day for this live stream. We have Desy. By the way, today is his birthday, so let's wish him happy birthday on the chat. Welcome, Desy, my friend.
Thank you so much. Honored to be on, and it's going to be a great show. Glad to be here.
Awesome, guys. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. It's funny. Last week we had our live stream, and a lot of things happened. We got a new announcements from Hot Toys, new releases as well. So it's gonna be a very interesting night. But before we start, I'm gonna do the usual. I'm gonna say hi to the people on the chat. So let me start with Throne, my friend. Welcome to the house. Exotic Card Facts. We have Toy Mafia, Anakin's twin, Sean Rivero. We have what else do you have here? We have the Collector #1, Michael Black, James C in the house, RGW. We have Andreas. We have JB Collection. Welcome, JB. We have, oh my God, we have a lot of people today. Braulio, Will, you name it. Full house tonight, as always. Thank you, everyone, for showing love and support. But today, the live stream is very special. This is the 4,000 subscriber, quote unquote, celebration. And I'm going to announce the winner of the $50 giveaway that I run. So stay tuned for that, because I'm going to announce the winner towards the end of the show. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about Rey, new release, very surprise. We're going to talk about how that will impact Kylo Ren. We're gonna talk about General Grievous, the Market Watch, and some rumors that I heard about a possible release coming soon as well. So let's start with the first topic of the day, which is Rey Skywalker, my friend. We have Rey Skywalker was finally released. And funny thing is that we were talking about this in our previous live stream about what will be the impact of having a Rey coming out, and if it will be as good as Kylo Ren was. So let's start with Fabio. Fabio, what do you think about this final product of Rey Skywalker? Technically, Rey Skywalker.
I mean, compared to the older one, the first one they made of her, I feel like the face is not there. But, pictures are one thing, angles in the pictures are one thing. So you got to wait until you have it in hand, I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I don't know what's going on with these bloggers. I mean, Ultravan is fantastic on his pictures, though. I have to give that to him. His pictures are always...
Like that picture right there, like she looks perfectly normal, but like in some angles, she doesn't look like her.
Yeah,
hair that doesn't look like her.
Right. I think it's just the lighting. I don't know, but I agree. I mean, some of the pictures are... but some other pictures are actually pretty good. And yeah, you're right. You may want to wait until you have the figure in hand to make your judgment, right? What do you think about Aries, about this release? Are you happy with this final product, or you have some hesitations about it?
Oh man, there's no hesitations, dude. I was getting this anyway. Listen, throw these pictures in the garbage. These pictures are not telling the story. I talked about this in my video. Look, I can't wait. Listen, I'm waiting for the premiere review, dude. I'm waiting for the man of Hot Collectibles review. But I looked at some of these reviews. I mentioned MRCs. I've seen some stuff out there. Man, it looks. At first I thought when I saw these pictures, I agree with Fabio. When I saw these pictures, I thought it was just okay. You had half of them looking like her, and the half of them not. And then I'm looking at all these unboxings, and I'm seeing these reviews, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? This doesn't even, they're having problems with the with the final production photos, not just a prototype. So, this looks good when you see it in hand, actually. And I saw somebody on Facebook actually take the Force Awakens Rey and put it next to this Rise of Skywalker Rey, and from these angles that I'm seeing, just outside of the box, this this is a winner, and this looks better than the previous two for sure. Because I just thought the previous two were just okay; they weren't on the level of the Leias. But what I'm seeing here, this one's on kind of that level from where I'm seeing right now. But the thing that I want to point out with this is most interesting to me, because with these characters, look, this isn't at this point anyway for me coffee spillers for me, like a Grievous, or like if we got an armor or something like that. But I was going to get it anyway, so this is great. But I think the biggest thing for me is that when they do unsealed and revealed, like they did with that scout trooper and that, and the bike, it really showed the story and sold that. I'm wondering if Hot Toys maybe looks into doing their own type of unsealed and revealed, where you just take the thing out of the box like everyone else is going to do. So you get a real understanding of what it looks like. That may be something that they should look maybe to add to what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree. And I have to tell you guys, I mean, some pictures are really better than others. I mean, Ultraven is one of the well-known photographers for this, and he does a really good job. Too bad that Alex from BG Toys is no longer doing the pictures. But Desy, what are your thoughts about this new release of Rey?
This is great. It's a beautiful figure. I don't think the likeness is there like Kylo's, but it really isn't that bad. And I should say that while I have a personal preference for the Force Awakens head sculpt, the Force Awakens head sculpt is not more accurate than this one. This one is technically, even though it's not accurate, it is more accurate than the Force Awakens sculpt, even though I prefer the Force Awakens sculpt. And putting the sculpt aside, the accessories, the fact that they included the lightsabers, I mean, I really like those accessories. So they included, it's got the Luke lightsaber, if you want to call it the Rey lightsaber. It has the actual Rey lightsaber, the golden bladed one, and then it has Leia's lightsaber. So it's nice little accessories, and just the overall design of the outfit, the fact that it comes with the that helmet with the blast shield down and the hood as well. There's a lot of different posing and just setup options there. It's excellent. It's a great figure.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. I mean, I can't wait to do the review. It's going to be dropping on Monday, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be as thorough, as accurate as possible. I want to reserve my opinion until I have the figure in hand, so I can, show you all the close-ups, the usual thing. I still believe that this one is definitely better than the prototype. I mean, they did step up a little bit compared to what we were shown before. Again, they didn't produce a lot of this. I mean, this is really not too many figures, and the reason and the best I guess backup is that when this figure dropped, the prices were like in the $400 range for a first release. That was actually, I think, more expensive than Kylo Ren. So that's an alert that tells you, hey, we just don't have a lot of this. It's just a few figures, few quantities, so you better jump quick. And Aries, I have this question for you. We were talking about this before. When Kylo Ren dropped, everyone was like, wow, this is a really good head sculpt. This is a really good figure for Kylo Ren. They did a magnificent job. But now, how much do you think Rey is going to help Kylo Ren? And better yet, what do you think is the future of Kylo Ren, market-wise?
Well, I think they go hand in hand. I actually think Kylo is going to help Rey maybe a little bit more. Initially, I thought, I think they're both going to help each other. I think Kylo is going to help Rey, and Rey is going to help Kylo. And like I said, the Kylo is exceptional. It's one of the better head sculpts that they've done. It's not on the level of like Alec Guinness or the Peter Cushing one or the Director Krennic, but it is really, really good, the Kylo Ren. I don't think, even from the reviews I saw, that the Rey, I mean, it might be when I get it in hand. It might be on that level. Maybe when I watch your review, Dante, and I get those real good close-ups, I'll be able to tell. But she is good. She is good. I mean, it looks really good now, her head sculpt from what I'm seeing. So I think they go hand in hand. And as far as Kylo Ren, I don't think they made very many of these at all. I think, as we talked about on your live stream last week, Dante, there's very, 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 very limited numbers that they made on both of these figures. They want to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not, and Sideshow is not going to be ordering a ton of these to sit in stock. So if you remember, as far as Kylo Ren, what the outlook is, if you remember how the Solo movie was received after what happened with The Last Jedi, nobody went to go see Solo. And there's a similar thing here right now. It's while there's a lot of healing going on and Star Wars is in a phenomenal place and moving forward, there's not a whole lot of mass. And when I say mass, the masses, mass interest right now necessarily in the rise of Skywalker, even though things have settled down.
It's a controversial topic for sure.
Right. So remember what happened with the Mud Trooper.
Right.
Remember what happened with the Mud Trooper. And there's demand for Kylo is fetching over $400 in the secondary market for the Last Jedi figure. And the Rey, all the Reys are fetching except the Rey Force Awakens without the BB-8. That's the only one that you can get cheap. Otherwise, they are trending very, very high. So there's a demand for Rey, and there is a demand for Kylo. And now that Rey looks good, and that goes with Kylo, and you're seeing the same thing with The Last Jedi. People want The Last Jedi Rey to go with The Last Jedi Kylo, and they want the Praetorian Guards, and so on and so forth. You're going to see the same thing here. And I don't think that they've made, for instance, there's no numbers that are even close to like Heavy Infantry Mandalorian or IG-11 or anything like that. And nor should there be for this. So again, some demand, and because the demand of the numbers within the secondary market for the other figures are so high, very, very, very low supply, good head sculpts, I think that they're going to go very quickly. And as far as what they're going to do in a secondary market, you see where the other figures are going. I think it's the same thing.
Right. And I just want to acknowledge a couple people on the chat just to continue the conversation. Link the Jedi, welcome my friend. Thanks for the congratulations. Sean C, Axel Pabon, Joe P in the house, Andrew Gibo in the house, Jose Hernandez, Hog, a bunch of other people coming to the chat. Please don't forget to like, because liking this video helps a lot. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my friend's channel for awesome content. We have Aries from Cantina, Desy from Metamorphic Customs, and of course, my friend FABIO from Fast Figure. All the links in the description below. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, everything. You know the drill. So, Desy, so now moving on to you. Do you think this release of Rey is going to help Kylo Ren or vice versa?
I think it's going to help Kylo Ren. And I do agree with Aries that Hot Toys, I'm sure, was in a hurry to get out of the Rise of Skywalker figures, right? These are the last two. They just want to get rid of it for now. But to that point, The Last Jedi, like Aries just said, Last Jedi, Kylo's doing good. Last Jedi, Rey's doing good. How these figures from the Rise of Skywalker do now will dictate if we ever get any other Rise of Skywalker figures. And that might sound crazy now, but a Dark Side Rey and an Emperor Palpatine from that movie, those are going to sell. Even if you hate the sequel trilogy, you're probably still going to pick up a Dark Side Rey because it just looks cool design-wise. So, and I'm not saying that's coming anytime soon. That's, maybe it won't be announced for another 2 years. So, but I think how these figures do will influence that. So, and
maybe,
so it's
maybe never, maybe never the way they're doing. Yeah. Fabio, what do you think? Do you think this release of Kylo Ren, of Rey, is going to help Kylo Ren in the long run?
I think so. I agree with both of them. I feel like when the figure comes out, what's going to happen is, you're going to have the fans who are going to like, whether it's, Kylo or Rey. And then what's going to happen, I think, is that they're going to want the pair, because of what happened in the movie. So I feel like they're both, that's where they're going to buy it.
Right. And I mean, this scope came out nice. I mean, when I took this picture, I didn't use any Photoshop just because I want to show you exactly how you'll see it out of the packaging without altering crazy stuff. Maybe just the picture itself, I just edited the color just a little bit, but other than that, it is this is how you'll see it. I mean, the likeness is really nice, and I have good hopes that when I get the Rey in hand, I'm gonna have the same reaction when I see it. I do think that Rey is, sorry, Kylo Ren definitely is gonna help Rey and vice versa, because the Rey was actually much better than the prototype based on the initial pictures, of course. Um, would that mean that this figure will be sold out before it gets to stock? What do you think, Aries? Do you think that's a possibility that we may, maybe it's gonna be like a Mad Trooper type of scenario, that this is gonna be gone before it's actually in stock?
Oh, again, it's a situation, with Hot Toys, and again, it is a supply and demand issue. So, what I want to point out with this question is this: there is a myriad of Beskar Mandalorians, like so many, like Iron Man level, like there's so many of those Beskar Mandalorians. So you can go the complete 180 degrees on both of these figures, and that's where it's at. And if Heavy Infantry Mandalorian was the middle of the road, or the OG Mandalorian was the middle of the road, or Commander Cody was the middle of the road, this is all the way down on the other end of the road. So I think that there is it a guarantee? No, not at all. If these do get in stock, which is possible, both of them, I don't see them sitting in stock more than a month, more than 3 or 4 weeks if they get in stock. Is it possible that these two don't get in stock because they're making very, very limited amounts, and these will, if not already? I haven't heard, but I have some insider information on this, which I will be sharing tomorrow on my show. Just a little bit of a plug. But I'm telling you right now,
a little bit of a plug.
I'm telling you right now, I got a little bit of some insider information.
That's sneaky, Aries. That's sneaky.
Sneak that in. They are not making a whole lot of either of these. Now, again, there is demand in the secondary market for the other figures. The question is, how much demand is there going to be for these two Rise of Skywalker figures? Numbers-wise, I think that there is. So I think that there is a recipe here, because it's rare to go on waitlist, honestly, before it gets in stock. But Star Wars is weird. I talk about, you have this cold front and a hot front. You have all the craziness from the sequels, all the excitement of Grogu and the Mandalorian, and then comes together, and there's a lot of things going a lot of places. It's very possible these don't get in stock.
It is. I echo that as well. What do you think, Desy? Do you think there's a possibility that Kylo Ren and Rey may not hit stock?
It's definitely possible. If the numbers are really that low, there's a chance, especially now if Rey starts helping out Kylo's numbers and vice versa, there's a chance that it might not even hit stock. It might just go directly to waitlist. What is my feeling? Although I think that's possible, I don't think it'll happen. I think we're looking more of a situation where it'll go into stock for a short period of time just because of the numbers. We're looking at maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so, and then it'll be in stock for that long. And that's it. It'll go to waitlist.
Fabio, you think
same exact thing. I feel like it's for a figure to go on waitlist immediately, like the numbers got to be super, super low. So I feel like exactly what he said. I feel like it's going to go on, and it'll last maybe, like you said, about a month max, maybe. But I feel like it'll be, it'll go up for sale.
Right, and now that they didn't produce a lot of this, so that could be a good recipe for, those figures being sold out sooner rather than later. And I think that it is still a possibility that it might not hit stock and just go straight to waitlist, but we can be wrong. I mean, it can be just being stock for a short period of time and then gone with the win. So as I always say before, previous live streams, previews, everything, don't sleep on a figure. If you like it, go for it, because then when you want it, it's too late, and then it's sold out, and then you're just paying a lot of money for it. And even if you don't want to keep the figure, you can by all means get it now, display it for a few months, and then once it's sold out, you sell it, get your money back. which we're going to talk about also. If you are new to collecting, if you're a new collector, just to give you some tips, how to start your collection and how to budget for it. Because we all started at one point, right? And sometimes we started the hard way, buying like a bunch and then be like, oh shoot, So we're just gonna see if we can help you out with some tips. By all means, you can take it or leave it. We're just gonna share our experiences. I'm gonna share my experiences when I start collecting, and then you go from there. Now talking about this, Kylo Ren, Rey, that it may or may not be in stock. One figure that is actually doing pretty well, and I've been following Aries show for the past few weeks, when it was announced, General Grievous, and that figure is actually doing pretty well. I mean, General Grievous is still number one, despite how many weeks?
Yeah.
Couple weeks already.
Yeah.
For a sideshow figure, it is really, really good. And I'm gonna start with Aries because Aries analyzes all this all the time. Do you think Grievous is in jeopardy to go to number 2, or do you think he's gonna remain in number 1, solid and sturdy?
Well, you can only stay. You can only go up so high before you go down. So it's going to go down. But I think what's interesting about this with General Grievous, and it's been up there for a couple weeks, as you mentioned. I think it's very telling as to what. I think it's very telling for Hot Toys when they look at that. And it shows that there's still a demand for legacy characters for Star Wars. And I've mentioned this before. When you have Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau feeding us so much Mandalorian stuff, and let me tell you, I'm eating it like Grogu's eating those eggs, baby. Keep giving me more. I want it. I want it. Give me the Book of Boba Fett. Give me the Ahsoka series. Give me more Mandalorian. Release Quill. Release all this stuff. I am pumped up. But what they did is they're also mixing in some legacy characters, things that are, remember, you have a foundation. You're only as strong as your foundation. Mm-hmm. The main foundation is the original trilogy, and it built up from there. So they mixed in. While we're all excited about, these characters in The Mandalorian, it was so cool to see a character like Ahsoka Tano. And even before that, it was so cool just to see Boba Fett's armor on Cobb Vanth. I mean, everyone was like, wow. And how cool is it even to just see a Jawa or to see a Tusken Raider or to see this or that? And then all of a sudden now, and then you get Luke, and so they're making everybody happy. So they're spreading a little bit of love. And in the grand scheme of things, there's not so many Clone Wars characters or prequels or original trilogy characters per se in The Mandalorian, but there's enough sprinkled in there. We're all excited to watch it, and what fan service are they going to give us next? It's great marketing. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's marketing 101. I feel like Hot Toys just missed it a little bit. They did a phenomenal job on May 4th, let me tell you. It's just that trying to understand the climate of Star Wars and how Star Wars fans are. You just throw a little tease out there. You throw a little bit of this out there. And then all of a sudden, it's amazing how big of a smile it puts on even the biggest skeptic's face about how many Mandalorian figures there are. If they go ahead and they drop a Grievous, they could have released 20 Mandalorian figures on May 4th. No one would have cared. You see where this is going. So I think that they're going to go ahead and they're going to counter this. But they're not going to counter it with Grievous. But you're going to see something else that is going to counter this. That's what I believe.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I mean, the fact that they corrected this figure, that they improving a lot of points that was an issue when this figure was originally announced or released, rather, is a selling point as well. A lot of people are saying, okay, the joints are going to be improved because that's what Sideshow said. Paint application, materials. So it's going to be an improved version for sure. So that's the reason why I think we are seeing this figure in the number 1 spot, and probably it's going to remain there unless something new comes up. I idea is probably going to be either a Hot Toys Mandalorian figure, either Luke or any OT figure that might just knock this one down. But right now, I don't see it. Right now, I can see this figure remaining in the number one spot. Desy, what are your thoughts about Grievous? Do you think it's going to remain number one, or there's a potential that Hot Toys might surprise us with something else?
I think it's going to remain number one unless Hot Toys pulls something out of, something really special. Because this is going to stay number one. And I think I completely agree with Aries. This was like a no-brainer. I don't know why Sideshow didn't re-release this sooner with the Star Wars craze, a couple of months before. But hey, they waited to May the 4th. If you're going to release it any day, you're going to wait to any day. That's the day to, to wait for. This is a no-brainer. This is excellent. I'm glad people are getting this option. It's a no from me. But don't go by me because this is an awesome option. I will say this, though, and this is I really, really hope I'm wrong here, but all the improved joints, improved paint jobs, I'm going to call BS on that.
You do?
I don't know.
That's a valid point. It's a valid point.
Guys, remember that when was the first window, which the shipment window started moving up as people started ordering, right? So maybe first batch, second batch, or maybe just large batch. But the first one was June, July, right? Let's say it's July. That means it's here in July, right? So that means it takes about a month on the water because you're not going to air freight this. So the month of June is on the water. That means the month of May, which we're in now, we're in production. If you're in production, then you have the Paint Master, which has the new improved paint apps, right? You use the Paint Master to take pictures to put on your website to sell. So why didn't they advertise, which would have been a great advertisement, saying, hey, look, this is the new Paint Master compared to the old one. It's so much better.
That's a good point.
Absolutely.
That's what, Fabio, you can echo that?
Well, no, I'm going to continue what he's saying. It's 100% right because I feel like it would have drawn more attention to the product. It would have been, this is how we made it better. So just to create, just people looking into it, just people who missed out on the first one, because I did. I stopped getting Sideshow figures after, I want to say, after like the GI Joes when they like first came out. And those figures are great, but for some reason I started buying Sideshow figures and the quality. I have all the what do you call it, the clone troopers. I have a whole bunch of stuff from them. And then when I got into Hot Toys, I was like, I feel like the quality is much better, but Sideshow apparently was doing figures before Hot Toys, which I didn't know. Yep. So, but I feel like this figure, exactly what he said. I feel like this figure, they didn't redo anything to it. It's the same exact figure. You know what I mean?
And let me jump in real quick, and not to be too negative on it. I think it's okay. Like for the price point, the $285, if you just say we're just straight re-releasing the old figure, that's fine. Yeah, the joints are going to get loose. You can technically fix that. You shouldn't have to, but the point is, it's fine. I just think they got ahead of themselves. They were on the live stream showing it off, and people, including myself, were like, "Did you fix the joints? Did you fix the joints?" And they were like, "Yeah, we fixed it." I don't think so, but I'd be glad to be proven wrong. I hope so. So
that's a good point, Aries. That's a good point. What do you think?
I think that they're probably spot on. I mean, when you think of it that way, the only thing that I could think of that I think that they're probably right. They're probably caught off guard on the live stream. But is it possible now that they said it? That they actually, when they go to the manufacturers overseas, and they put in how many they have to make that they are going to do some stuff. I don't know. But I think that's a good point. The only other thing I can think of is, they did use all those old pictures, and I did scratch my head on that too, because it was like, okay, well, why aren't you showing any of these new paint apps? Why aren't you talking about the engineering? And the only other thing that may be possible that could have happened is maybe they were reading all the interest in the community about Grievous this, Grievous that, Grievous this, Grievous that, and maybe they were like, they knew Hot Toys wasn't going to be doing a Grievous. Maybe they just rushed this so fast and we're like, you know what, let's just go ahead and put it out because this is going to make everyone happy. And then we're going to blow Hot Toys out with this and then we'll worry about it later. Is that possible? Maybe that's what happened too.
Isn't that what they did with the Child though? Sideshow came out with the Child first. And then like, I want to say days later, maybe a week later, Hot Toys came out with theirs.
Yeah.
That's
true. Those were very
that's
close.
True. Yeah.
Do you think also that I mean, this is just my speculation. Do you think when Hot Toys saw that Sideshow was about to reissue or re-release this figure, they kind of like put some pressure on Hot Toys to say, you know what, let me just finish my prototype of Grievous, wait a couple weeks, so go into Sideshow, and then announce it, kind of like to fight neck to neck with this particular figure. What do you think? I'm just gonna go back to you, Aries. What do you think? Do you think that's possible?
I think it'd be a foolish move by them because I think right now there's so much excitement and so many. Right now, here's the thing. I think this is an anomaly. You got all the Hot Toys figures, and then you got one Sideshow figure that's way, 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 way up, and it's at $285. So unless Hot Toys, which they would be forced to at this point, unless they actually were able to kind of make this under $400, okay, like $395. I don't necessarily see everybody just jumping in and doing that, where this may be a character where you're like, you know what, the $285, I'm okay. Next to all my great head sculpts, I don't need to spend that extra money. I almost feel like they beat Hot Toys to the punch. I could see Hot Toys doing this in the future and maybe saying, you know what, you win this round 2, we're going to release this and blow everybody away. That's what I think is going to happen.
Do you think, Desy, that okay? So now that we're talking about the possibility, do you think that maybe Hot Toys is reserving all their energy to the next May 4th and maybe finally announce this one and maybe Windu a lot about it? Do you think that that could be the case, that they just kind of waiting for the right time, the right moment to announce the Hot Toys General Grievous?
I think it's probably less waiting to the right time, because clearly, and this just proved it. That character is so great, General Grievous, that if they had it now, they would have announced it now. I don't think they're waiting. I think it's more of a trying to fit it in the development schedule, trying to just fit into the production schedule, and then when we can, we'll announce it. And right now, Hot Toys is thinking we really got to strike while the iron's hot, and the iron's hot on the Mandalorian stuff and the Bad Batch because it's in front of people right now. What they didn't consider was that maybe General Grievous would be even better, which it clearly was. So,
yeah. Fabio, your thoughts? Do you think Hot Toys is waiting for the right time, the right moment to release Grievous, or do you think they're gonna wait until probably next May 4th?
No, I don't think so. I think Hot Toys releases whatever they want when they want. I feel like they should have a schedule, so I think they follow that. I don't think that they see Sideshow as competition. You know what I mean? At all. So I don't think they're worried about Sideshow one bit.
They just kind of say, "All right, I'll give you the spot for now. Wait for me. You'll see it." It is possible, At this point, it's a fair point. I was very surprised, as everyone was, to see this figure Grievous being announced on May 4th. I mean, nobody saw that one coming. We were speculating about a Hot Toys possibility, about Mace Windu, another bunch of figures, and never happened. And then Sasha said, "You know what? This is what you guys are gonna get now." I missed the first release. I'm gonna be very honest with you, and I wasn't paying $1,000 for this, so I waited patiently until this figure was. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people ordered it, especially the people who didn't get it the first time. So yeah. I mean, will Hot Toys ever release a Hot Toys? A General Grievous?
Oh yeah,
it is very possible. It is very possible. I mean, would that be anytime soon? Who knows? At this point, anything can happen. As Fabio said, they can do it anytime they want. So, and they have their schedule to follow. So I think that's what they're gonna do. And I guess we will have to sit tight and wait until that happens. And I think someone mentioned here in chat about. Here, James C mentioned that the Grievous looks like an upscaled Black Series figure. I think that's too.
That's a pretty good figure, actually. That Black Series Grievous.
it is.
It is. But
I think just real quick, I think Fabio brings up a good point. I don't. It's possible that they don't even care, and just like the two Grogus that came out, I actually could see it on the other side of the token. I can absolutely see them just going ahead next week Here's Grievous.
A real slap in the face.
Yeah, and I'm
Right.
gonna buy it. Yeah, and you know, I'm so many people are gonna buy it. Yeah, it's very interesting.
I want to see you spill the coffee, Aries.
I'll definitely spill
Seriously,
coffee.
you
if
need
need
to
be
record
that.
yourself when that
I
happens. Just
won't.
make sure your wife, somebody's recording that because I want to see that on a video. I'm pretty sure
Listen.
a lot of people want to see. Hey guys, if you want to see Aries spilling the coffee, please say yes, I want in the comments.
Two Grievouses on the market, and let me tell you, I will be so pumped up about a Hot Toys General Grievous. I couldn't even tell you, especially if they mix in like they did with that IG-11, some 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 of the die cast in there. But I'm telling you, I still won't cancel. I wouldn't cancel my Sideshow Grievous. I'm still going to pick that up, even though I kind of agree it is like an upscale Black Series figure. Of course, unless they really do change it. Who knows what they're going to do?
Yeah,
But
who knows?
I'm going to keep them both. I'll put one. I'll take the Sideshow one. I'll put it in either my prequels display, and I'll take the Hot Toys Grievous and put it with the Clone Wars figures that are coming out. I can use two of them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And we have about 85 people watching right now. So please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And also don't forget to subscribe to Aries, Cantina, Desy from Metamorphic Customs, and of course Fabio from Fast Figures. I put all the links in the description below. And now that we have Grievous, right? And we mentioned this in a previous live streams, Aries, in previous talks that we had about, the Clone Wars, right? I kind of like the approach of Sideshow about the Clone Wars, Obi-Wan and Anakin. I think they do look very, very nice. Now, do you think, I think this Clone Wars, Anakin and Obi-Wan are the best representation of those figures, because I want to see the animated version of them, right? The hybrid version that Hot Toys is doing is not bad at all. I mean, people who didn't get those Obi-Wan and Anakin in the first place can by all means get those. But I kind of like those. Do you think if Sideshow decides to gonna be these, do you think it's gonna be a hype for those figures, or do you think it's just gonna be like I'm just gonna pass and wait for Hot Toys?
No, I think that's it's a really good question, and I think basically your question, in a way, is the question on a lot of collectors' minds, and I think it was a very on the minds at Sideshow, and I think it was a very smart move. Look, you can't compete with Hot Toys with real human head sculpts at this point. So
Agreed.
what do? There is a demand, because it's been out there, it's been said, some collectors would really also like, or would have preferred, the real animated look in a 6 scale figure. So you get the great head sculpts with the Hot Toys figures, and then you have these that you're flashing on the screen. And I think that is where Sideshow competes with Hot Toys. They're not trying to compete with them directly on that. Now they have their own variation of the animated series. And quite frankly, in a way, it's more closer to the animated series, in a way.
Yeah.
So I think that this is a very smart move by them, and I think that these will do good.
Yeah, I do think so.
100%.
Fabio?
I believe that 100%. No, I was going to say exactly what he said. I feel like they know that they can't compete with the real head sculpt with them. So I feel like they went that way just to pretty much create their own style while making figures. But it's not, like I said, they're not trying to compete with Hot Toys at all. It's retarded to do that, to even try.
Right. I think it was a good move. What do you think? Do you think it was a good move that Sasha decided to go this route and kind of say, okay, you have this option with Hot Toys, now you're going to have this option with Sasha?
Absolutely. I mean, like Aries says, and like we're all saying now, that Sideshow has shown time and time again that they cannot do realistic head sculpts in 6 scale figures, in statues. They're just not that great at it. But this is what they're excellent at. This is what they excel at. Look at that. That's awesome. That looks like the figure. It's not only the head sculpt. The proportions of the body are like the designs in the cartoon. Right? It's perfect. This is killing me because I really want these, but if I had to choose, I like Hot Toys mission statement, the realistic head sculpt, but I really want these. The only reason I may not get these is just because of space. because otherwise they're just I'd get them for sure.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be Fabio's issue anyway.
Oh no, I'm getting there. I'm getting there too.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
I do think that me personally, I think this should be the right approach by Hatos, but by all means, if they decided to go the realistic Hellscope is fine as well. I love this. I really like this two versions that they show, and I'm definitely gonna get this too because this to me speaks more about Clone Wars, and I really hope they expand and they reissue those Clone Wars figures that they did in the past, and maybe upgrade it with the Hellscope, and they can actually open or reissue a whole line and make it look much better, improving the Hellscope, obviously, improving the outfit, the figure itself, the body, right? That will make a huge thing. And this Anakin looks fantastic to me. I mean, it does look like the Clone Wars series, same as Obi-Wan. It's just really good. And I think this is the right direction, and I think this is going to be a good thing for Sideshow because now they can compete in a certain way with Hot Toys without competing at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, you have this line, I have this line, right, Aries?
Oh, absolutely. I think we're all in pretty much agreement in there, and it was nice to see that they had the foresight to do it. And so I think the real question is now, what further production or plans is Hot Toys going to have with the Clone Wars line, especially with everything coming out, on Disney Plus, and you got the Bad Batch. I still think that they're going to come out with some figures, and is it possible that because of what Sideshow did here, even though it might to Fabio's point, and I agree, they probably don't care, but are they going to release that Clone Wars Obi-Wan? I mean, it's two ways it can go, because I'm thinking they may be looking at this two ways, and I don't know what you guys think. They can be saying, man, that Anakin is so low down over there. We're not going to go ahead. We don't want this Obi-Wan to be way down in the pre-orders. Or they can be like, hey, let's put this Clone Wars Kenobi up. There's excitement with the Sideshow ones, and that'll elevate the Anakin one up because you got the Clone Wars Ahsoka up there. The Clone Wars Maul does pretty good. Obviously, the 501st. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do. I do think if they continue with that line, which I believe that they will, and I sure hope that they do. I think that we need the we need Kenobi for sure.
Right.
The one they.
And I just want to acknowledge OG fan. Thank you, my friend, for the dono. OG fan says Sideshow has the pulse of the community social events it produces, and General Grievous case they scoop Hot Toys and satisfy the people. They did a good job by Grievous, and I'm happy that they decided to go that direction because I didn't have it in the first place. So to me, it is more than welcome. And also acknowledging again OG because he did 2 super chats. Thank you, my friend. Hot Toys matches to his own drum, and we buy it. Anything Hot Toys releases, we're gonna buy it. That's for sure. They can do anything. We're just gonna buy it. I guess that's the rule of the collector, right? Now, talking about collecting. So I was about to talk about this later in the show, but you want to this everyone. So I don't know how many of you guys are new to this hobby, to collecting. When I started collecting, it was more like 6 years ago. About I came across this figure, C-3PO, Tamashii Nations C-3PO, which was a beautiful figure, 100% diecast. And I kind of started seeing, okay, let me see where else can I buy. I'm a Star Wars fan, so I started getting into Star Wars figures. Then I saw Iron Man. Then I saw Batman. Then I saw RoboCop. But then I started buying pretty much a lot of things, right? So I understand not everyone is the same, but we're just going to give you some tips when you start collecting. So the first advice I have for you guys, and maybe guys from the panel can provide tips as well. The first thing, besides buying everything, if you can, by all means, you can. I mean, if you can buy everything, by all means, hey, don't worry about it. Don't ignore my our advice for sure. But if you want to start your collection, the first thing you need to do is, first of all, just research and make sure you can actually afford that one figure, because it is a very expensive hobby. And when you start getting one figure, you're gonna get a second, you're gonna get a third, fourth, fifth. it's gonna come, you know, and it's gonna be a point that you're gonna be in the hole because you don't know, you know, like how, you know, you're buying so much, maybe more than you can afford. So the first thing you need to do is just have a budget for it, right? If you can spend, let's say, just to throw a number, $500 a month on figures, just stick with that budget until you're more comfortable buying more figures, right? If you have a credit card that gives you points, rewards, and you can see at least maybe, you know, 30, $40 in rewards points, you can do that as well and pay it off the next month, you know. But if that's the case, don't buy 5, 6, 7 figures because you're gonna be like in $1,500 already, and you know, $1,500 a month is a lot of money. But if you use your credit card for, like, let's say $250 or $300 max, and you have some rewards, you have 260 to pay the next month. So, you know, just be careful when you start collecting. Just, you know, stick with your budget. Do your research, deals. If you get coupons for Sideshow, collect them by all means because that helps a lot. And Aries, do you have any advice to new collectors out there?
You know, hey, I've talked about this before on past videos, but again, I think you hit it on the head. It's just really having a focus. I don't think that there is a right or wrong way, except for the fact of you need to know what your budget is in life, and then you know what your budget is for, you know, these collectibles as well, and these collectibles and toys that we love. And I think under that view, then you know, okay, this is how much money I have that I can spend, you know, annually, or I can spend, you know, quarterly, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think then once you've established that, then you need to have a focus and be like, well, what is it that I really want? And that's the first step. Well, it's like, well, I want all of this. Okay. Well, then let's go ahead and narrow it down. Well, I really want, you know, if it's okay, well, whatever line it is, okay, now I've narrowed it down to one movie series or one, you know, genre. Okay, now you've made steps. Now you got to go ahead and be like, okay, well, what is it that you really, what excites you? What do you really want? You're thinking about collecting Hot Toys. You're thinking about collecting this or that. And then you start writing it down. And then you start having maybe a ranking system of your own of what it is for you that you really want. And then you put that with your budget. And then, so that's one way, for instance, but just having a focus, whatever that focus is probably, you know, for me, my strongest advice that I can give. Focus with budget.
Stick with your budget. Desy,
Yeah.
What do you think? Any advice for the new collectors out there?
Absolutely. Get out now. Just hit that eject button. I know, I'm joking. This is a great hobby, and it's a great community, really. And I know it doesn't say much, but I know it's expensive. All hobbies are. And everybody in the chat, everybody here has multiple hobbies. I can say that of all the hobbies I've ever been into, past and present, this is probably one of the more affordable ones. All right. I think the only thing that's cheaper is maybe building Gundams, and I've done a couple of those, and those are pretty cheap compared to this. But my point is, Aries is right. Focus on a budget. You know, you don't necessarily need to limit yourself to just Star Wars or just Marvel or just one movie. It's a balance. Some people will find it easier if they do that. Star Wars Episode 4 only, or the original trilogy, or, you know, original and prequels, or just Marvel, no comic books, just MCU. Some people will do that. Other people, like me, it's like I try to focus on Star Wars, but I get some Marvel and DC figures here and there, and some AVP figures if they ever release that again, here and there. But I mainly do Star Wars. But I don't limit myself just to that. I just try to focus as much as I can. But the most important thing, again, is budget. Create a budget for yourself. I have, it might sound silly, but I have a spreadsheet, right? Whether you're using FlexPay through Sideshow, or you're paying up front, or you're FlexPay through another retailer, create a spreadsheet to make sure your monthly payments are within your budget. Do it, because if you don't, you'll go over. No matter how good you are with numbers, you'll go over. So just create that. Yeah, control yourself. Life's a balance, right?
Right. Fabio?
Yeah, I mean, budget is the main thing, but what I would like to tell them is that if you are interested in any figure, whatever it is, pre-order, mainly pre-order. If you're planning on getting something, get it. even if you decide after the fact that you don't like it, you don't want it, you'll make that money right back, no problems, and you'll actually can make money if you really want to. But if you're doubting yourself about a figure, anything, doesn't matter what it is, just be safe and get it, because you never know what's going to happen with the figure. It could sell out, go on a wait list. The chances of getting that on a wait list very slim to none. So, depending on what it is, but that's my thing. If you like something, just get it. If you decide after you don't like it, you don't want it, you'll get your money right back. So don't ever hesitate on anything like that.
Yeah, that's true, and that helps a lot. I had a spreadsheet system with what I was buying. I don't like payment plans, me personal, because I'd rather paid right on the spot when I buy a figure. Even if it's a pre-order, I like to just pay it if I have to. But sometimes I wait, kind of like towards the release date, kind of to see the final product, how it's gonna come out, right? Because still you have chances. I mean, for example, it's still sure you can go there and buy it. Now you see the final product, you watch the reviews, and then you make a decision, right? Figures that I want really, really bad that I know it might be sell out, it might be waitlisted before it gets to stock. Those are the ones I pre-order, but I just only pay the deposit though. I don't pay it in full. I wait until the final release is gone, and then because I don't like to have my money in something that I don't have yet. I can afford to lose $25, $30, but I cannot afford to lose like $400 on something. I wait until it is released and then I pay it off because I have a budget for it. So I know that when that figure comes out in 2022, I have already $400 ready to spend on that or whatever amount on that particular figure, right? Now my situation is different because since I do day one, reviews, I buy the figure when it was coming out, so I don't need to pre-order as much. I do still pre-order some figures because I want to have a couple of the same figures because obviously I want to also make my money back at one point. Like you need to treat your whatever you do as an investment as well. Not just buying, keeping it, and then just forget about everything else. You need to think about things happen in the future, right? Pandemic hit, a lot of people lost their jobs. What did they do? They sold pretty much their collection to get their money, to feed their kids, pay rent, pay mortgage. Life happened, and always think about investment perspective as well, not just buying. But I'm gonna agree with you are, if you want to get a figure, and you still like 50%, but you want more towards getting it, just get it. Just get it. Feel it, display it, and then sell it out, get your money back. Right? Aries?
Yeah, no, I agree with that totally. I mean, the time for second guessing is, you don't want to do that. Especially you never second guess if you've already had it planned and it was in your budget, and doing that because like Fabio was saying, you can go ahead and just resell that figure. Have I second guessed ones that I know that I was going to get? I have. But actually when I get them in hand though, I'm glad that I kind of know that game. I know I'm gonna like. Look, it's a freaking hot toy, so I know I'm gonna like it.
It's like
but,
no matter what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, yeah. Do I have a spreadsheet too? I mean, market value chart, baby. You betcha I do. I have one with this. And then again, for a lot of people, and I know this. I mean, pre-orders are a great way to keep track of your money, to be able to make monthly installments, so on and so forth. It is a phenomenal mechanism, but for some people, it's not a phenomenal mechanism. I'm with you, Dante. I don't do the pre-orders unless because I don't want my money tied up there. But I have it tied up somewhere else where whether you do it on a pre-orders an installment plan, or you're doing it in a bank account, or however way that you're going ahead and doing it. There's no right or wrong way, just as long as you have that budget and you have that focus. And then I'm seeing, there is that rabbit hole with this. And I can tell you what's going on right now, and not necessarily to evolve the conversation, but Hot Toys is going to be releasing a lot of figures. And I don't think that we're done with the Star Wars releases. And I tell you right now, with this COVID-19 economy that we're breaking out of, they're probably going to want more pre-orders. that are up. I don't think that it's done. You're not going to get just 5 more Star Wars figures this year, or 5 more, Marvel figures. I think we're going to get more. They want to show those on the books. They want to keep things moving. And there's going to come a point where some collectors, we're not going to be able to get necessarily every single figure. So I think that focus really comes into play. Now you're going to be like, okay, well, they're coming out with this. Well, I was going to get 6 of these troopers, but now they just released 5 more releases. Well, I was going to go ahead and get 3 of these troopers. Well, wait a minute. Now they're coming out with all these. And then I think at the end of the day, now it's important, I think, in this climate and as the year goes on, to just have a focus and try not to go so far down that rabbit hole, because let me tell you, it is so fast to run it up on a card.
Yeah.
Let me just put it up on this card. Let me just put it up on here. Let me go ahead and ring it all up. And before you know it, you can have the best plans laid out, but it's really rough. To Desy's point, it gets really rough once you go down that rabbit hole, no matter how good the numbers are.
No, it is. And then let me say hi to my boy Danobi too. Danobi in the house. Took us to live and breathe, design it, especially for Hot Toys. That's a good advice. That's what I always done. But you know what? To your point, Aries, I was in the rabbit hole at one point. I was spending more than I was able to afford, and I was using my card to buy stuff. And then at one point, when I checked my balance, I'm like, oh shoot, this is a lot. So what did I do? I needed to balance. Like life, you need to balance. I start selling stuff to balance. It's a mistake that happens to everyone, not just. I mean, it happened to me. I was new to collecting. I had no idea. I wasn't listening to anyone. I was just buying it because I just can do it. I just can do it. But then you're like, oh shoot, what the hell? That's when you need to start realizing, okay, I'm gonna have a budget. I'm gonna stick with my budget. This is how much I can afford. If I can buy it now, because in my case, right? If I buy something now to do the unboxing and review, but I know that my budget is about to go over the limit, I sell it, get my money back, and then try to pre-order it on Sideshow or through Comic Concepts, and get it back, but make some extra money as well. So because I have to be very honest, I mean, everything that I get in my channel, I pay for it. I don't get it for free. I wish I can get it for free. So I need to find ways to manage my money and go in circles and try to play with it. So not everyone is comfortable doing that. You need to by all means, everyone can do it. I guess with more experience, you're more comfortable doing those little tricks. But one question I always get from new collectors is, okay, what if I want to get an old figure, like something that is already sold out, is not in the stores anymore, it's only on eBay or Facebook groups. So, I'm just gonna say to Aries, he put together a very nice chart, a very nice spreadsheet on a website, sixclubcantina.com. And this is a very good, and honestly, guys, this is a very good way of knowing how much it is a fair price for you to pay currently. And this is, well, I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to have Aries explain it. How do you put together this spreadsheet or this list, and how can people benefit from this?
Well, I mean, basically, no, and I appreciate that. And I never heard of this website, by the way. sixscalecantina.com, the market value chart. Look,
it's not another little plug.
Look, you can see the little disclaimers in there. I'm sure you've all read it. Look, it's a great little thing. It all focuses on the trends that are in eBay, at least currently right now. Will that ever evolve and change? Probably as the world evolves, but it's a great little base to see what's going on, in the market that, from eBay. So many different averages, but not just, from last week or, a few weeks ago or a month ago or 3 months ago or 4 months ago. It's taken a lot of time. I was doing this whole thing before I ever came out, with the channel with Hot Toys for a long, long time. So it's a lot of data. And then once you accumulate that data, you start to see little trends and what's going on, within the secondary market. And that's what this is. And as new data comes in, it builds upon there. And then you get a real, accurate trend. Now, obviously, there's other mechanisms out there like buy-sell groups, for instance, where you're not dealing with eBay fees, or you're not dealing, if there's other, platforms besides eBay platform fees, you're not dealing with some of the hassles and whatnot. So a lot of times you can take 10, 15% off on these. But sometimes if it's a crazy figure, like for instance, sometimes like an animated Boba Fett, you can get it, sometimes you can get it cheaper on eBay. Someone will look to get rid of it in 3 days. And that happens a lot. This auction comes on and, you try and contact the seller like, hey, why are you selling this for so cheap? And they just don't want, they want the money real quick. That happens. And sometimes you can get a figure like that that'll be higher than what's on eBay. So, it kind of goes up and down that way. But yeah, no, it's a fabulous little, it's an enormous amount of work. It's an enormous amount of hours of work per week to do this, to put in the data, because, it's kind of sexy to follow Dark Side Anakin or Commander Cody. Oh, let's go ahead and follow what's going on there. It's not so sexy to follow how the Flame Troopers are doing. How the First Order Flame Troopers are doing, or how this is doing, or whatnot. But I enjoy doing that because I like to follow what I'm, we're talking about collecting and, having a budget and whatnot. And also with these kind of figures, I like to know exactly, how is my investment doing, especially with these type of things, because it could crash in a minute. It can go up and down. So I like to follow everything, within the line so that I can get a real accurate read. You know what I mean? Like, hey, where's that, where's that Earth? You ever watch Tremors? They're trying to get all the data for, the earthquakes or the tremors going on. They're trying to get all the data so they could figure out what's going on and where it's coming from and where this is going to occur and this and that. So pretty much the same thing, with that. So yeah, hopefully it's a valuable tool. It gives you a real general sense of where something is.
Yeah, and this is a good thing because, if you want to get something that is sold out, you can go to this list and kind of have an idea how much you can pay. Right? Is somebody telling you, for example, that, I don't know, just to throw an example, right? Let's go with the first one. The the Darth Vader is selling for $500. I mean, the current market value is $342. So you need to pay around this much in the 350, 340, 360 pushing it, right? I think that will be a decent amount of paying for this particular figure. But also, what you can do is if you have wait lists open, by all means, you should also do those wait lists, because you never know, it might convert. And if it converts, you're going to save a lot of money as well. But that comes to preference, right? Are you willing to wait or basically, wait until that happens? Or are you willing to pay what is the current value? Right. What are your thoughts? What is the suggestion you have for people who wants to get figures that were already sold out?
No, the thing that I say a lot is patience.
Sorry,
exercise some patience, because again, you can go ahead and spend $800 shipped, taxes for a Dark Side Anakin, or you can go ahead and wait for somebody who has not 500 feedback, but maybe 30. 35 positive feedback. Go back and look and see what previously that individual or that store has sold. You can go ahead and keep an eye on the buy sell groups. Get involved with some people within the community who can kind of get you hooked up. This one's selling this one's selling that, because you have an average. So if Dark Side Anakin right now is averaging $796. That doesn't mean that it sells $796 every time that it sells. So the simplest thing is, if anyone follows baseball, if someone's hitting, 350, it's like, oh my goodness, they're having a 350 batting average. They're not having a base hit every single time that they come up to the plate. It's not going to be the same. So the same thing with averages. So is it possible that you could pick up a Dark Side Anakin for $625? Yes. Is it possible that sometimes maybe on a buy sell group you can pick it up, for $590? A little rare right now. Not but the thing is but the patience thing is where it goes, because you can sometimes go a couple of weeks where someone's not selling an animated FET, for instance, sometimes hard to find. And it's like, well, I just heard that somebody picked it up for $520, and you're waiting for a week. Okay, I don't see it. I'm told to have patience. And then nothing happens the next week, and you're bothered through this buy sell groups. And then someone puts one up for $650, and then you're like, well, and they'll get their best offer. Will they take $620? And then you kind of fall in that hole and do that. So again,
Right.
Patience.
You need to patience, right? Desy,
Yeah.
now I have a question for you. So, what do you normally do, right? Let's say you want to get a figure, right? And it's sold out already. What is your normal approach for those?
So I have my own silly rule because I'm stubborn. But number one, I want to say that Aries' list invaluable, invaluable.
I was gonna
Because
say the same thing. I didn't want to interrupt you guys, but that
Yeah.
thing is awesome.
you can't argue
Okay.
the data, right? And that data's there, and it's basically what Aries says. It's not always going to be that. It might be over, it might be under, but use that. That is a great tool. What I do, because that was a question, is my own silly rule is don't pay above retail. Retail is retail price. So, Echo is $285 plus 7 to 10% tax plus shipping. Maybe add 5% of that. Never pay more than that. That's just me. And that doesn't mean that I don't believe the figure is worth the market value, because I'm all for that. I'm all for the fact that it is worth market value. If Darkseid Anakin is $795, it's $795. I don't think you should sell it to me for $285. But we were talking before, how do you limit? Some people say, I only do Star Wars. What do? I only go forward. Now if I want a figure from back then, and it does happen, I saw it on the groups the other day. Someone was selling the entire episode 4 lineup from Hot Toys. So A New Hope, Obi-Wan, Luke, for retail. It went in less than 30 seconds. I tried.
Of course. Of course.
I tried all of it. It was like 8 to 9 figures, and I caught the post, and it was a minute into it, and I was already too late. I told the guy, I'll take all of them right now. And
Wow.
I was too late.
Damn.
Wow.
So it does happen, right? But that's how I balance that out. I just say, hey, I'm going to go forward only. If something pops up, I get a good deal, great. If not, hey, go forward.
Fabio, what do you think? What do you normally do when you want to get that figure that you never were able to get before, and now it's sold out everywhere? How do you get those?
Example. So I'm missing the gunmetal Mark. I want to say it's a Mark 3. The really old one, very old. There was a
It's beautiful. Is it Silly Things, right, or something like that? An exclusive? I don't remember.
It was an exclusive, but it was an Asia exclusive, so it was only in China, wherever it was. I forget where it was. I don't want to say Shanghai, but it was in China. So when I started collecting, it was already sold out. Still, I'm like 11 years in, and I still haven't gotten it because it's like $2,000. I don't really have a limit on figures, like especially if it's sold out. But $2,000 for that, absolutely not. Like that's the only one. I have every single Iron Man that they made, whether it's plastic, whether it's die cast. I have everything except that one figure, and I haven't gotten it because I'm not paying $2,000 for plat. And the head sculpt that comes with it's like a crappy one from back then when it wasn't what it is now. So it's not even like I'm paying for it looks great. It looks like shit, but I just need the figure. It's $2,000. So, but I don't have a limit on figures. Like if I want something and I know that I really, really want it, and I'm like, it's only money. You know what I mean? That's my mentality, which is not a good mentality to have to a certain extent, but that's just me. You know what I mean? So if I really, really want something and I'm like, fuck, I'll suck it up and buy it. But not $2,000 for plastic. Absolutely not.
Yeah. And this is the thing, right? Again, all this are our personal experiences, what we're sharing right now, how we buy things. By all means, some people cannot buy everything that is out. Some people just want to buy one specific line. And there's no really right or wrong way to collecting something, right? You can buy whatever you want. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. And don't fall like the Aries line. Don't fall for the hype. Just buy whatever you feel you can afford, whatever your wallet is telling you, that's what you're going to get. And I'm going to give a shout out to Optical 20 because he's in the house tonight. He says, I just close my eyes and hit add to cart. I don't think that's going to be a good advice for people. And I don't know. I may want to open my eyes and see how much I'm going to pay. But hey, if you want to do it like that, it's perfectly fine. But yeah, just be careful when you buy your stuff. Don't overpay for stuff. And yes, figures, I pay a lot of money for figures before because it was sold out. I was ignorant, but now with experience comes the knowledge, right? And what we're trying to do as quote unquote public figures is try to educate people who wants to start collecting so they don't make the same mistakes we made. I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe to my channel. I'm not gonna ask you to join my Facebook group. If you want to do it, by all means, it's perfect. If not, by all means, you can. We're just sharing our experiences to you guys. So, just want to say that. Now, let's move on to a different topic now. So, Hot Toys decided to announce a figure that I was totally not expecting, and I was very impressed. Very, very impressed to see. And that's the Tony Stark Mark V Suit Up Deluxe and regular version. I'm going to start with Fabio because Fabio, I know he wants to talk about this. It is a really good figure. Like, I was like, damn, Hot Toys. Really? This is good. Fabio, what are your thoughts about this one?
Definitely not expected that at all. I had a feeling, though, that I don't know why I thought about this, but when I forget who made it was a third-party company. It was really crappy product too. Somebody made the suitcase already opened, like how they have it. And when I saw that, this was, I want to say last year, at least last year when I saw that. I forget who was making it, but it was a cheap quality company. It was very crappy, very flimsy. I was like, Hot Toys has got to come up with something. They're going to make something out of this. But because it's been, it just happened. Like I said, it was like over a year ago. Time went by and I was like, they're probably not going to do anything. And then this comes out and I was like, oh my God, like where did this, I never thought that this was on their radar at all. You know what I mean? Like, why are they going back? They got the whiplash, obviously. But I never thought this. Like, I never thought I would expect them to make a reissue before something crazy like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was very impressed with this. And Desy, I think I don't know if you're gonna agree with me, but I mean, the likeness I think is spot on. The way you can actually put this
is perfect.
The hair. Desy, what do you think about this? I mean, I know that you're a more Star Wars collector, but what do you think about this figure?
Well, I should say I'm more Star Wars, but I am getting the Mark V, the re-release of the Mark V, because I'd never had that one. I had the original plastic one, Mark V, and then I sold it. I'm getting the Mark V re-release, the die-cast one. I may get this one, and I think this is excellent to answer your question. The head sculpt, everything about it. And I wanted to speak, Dante, if I can, really briefly about the pricing, because I know it's expensive at $405, I believe, for the deluxe. But guys, we got to remember, and a lot of people are saying it's not die-cast. When you're paying for something die-cast, you're really not paying for the die-cast. I know it's hard to get over the whole, it feels heavier, so it's more substantial. We're not talking about gold here or precious metals. It's just die-cast. What you're paying for in a normal die-cast figure is all the engineering, because I have, I think I only have one die-cast Iron Man right now, the Mark 85. The amount of pieces that have to move for that figure to articulate, those are all individual molds that have been made for all those individual pieces, right? This guy that we're looking on the screen right now, it's the same thing. Look at all those pieces, right? Even if that thigh piece we're looking at right now is just one piece that you just it doesn't mean it was just one mold. It's multiple molds being put together. That's why it's so expensive. And each of those pieces will then be painted to the nines, right? As we see here. So I know it sounds expensive. It really isn't for what you're getting. And the engineering,
right? The engineering, that's what I was to say. The engineering on this one is sick.
Yeah,
I mean, they put a lot of thought. They put a lot of detail. It is really, really crazy. I was very impressed. And Aries, when I saw this figure being announced, the first thing I saw was like, wow. I'm like, this is different. We are used to see Iron Man's, different die-cast, different marks. But this one here is it's actually a pretty interesting approach, right? What do you think, Aries?
No, I think it's incredible. I mean, Hot Toys pulling out all the stops. I think this is great. It looks fantastic. I mean, it comes with so much. I mean, yeah, that I agree. That head sculpt is right on. And it really, I mean, I think with everything that you're getting there and what, Fabio said and what Desy was saying here too about all the articulation and all the different molds going in there. I mean, yes, for,
I think he got
yeah, he lost service.
I think we lost Aries.
Uh-oh.
I'm telling you, that page that he made, man, I was like blown away. I didn't even know that was a thing. I was like, holy crap, this is insane.
Yes. It's amazing. That page is awesome.
When you pulled that up, I'm like, how long did this take? Because this was not like a 1 hour thing. Like this is like so tedious, like to sit there going back and forth. Like what is this worth? Like crazy. It's super helpful. You could tell it's very, very helpful though to look into that.
Yeah, there's constant data being fed into it, whether he does it manually or he's created formulas somewhere to make it happen. The point is, it's awesome.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it is sick. I mean, the amount of detail that they put into this figure is sick.
You
and
think
the fact that you
magnetic?
can. Sorry.
You think this is going to be all magnetic, like for it to stick on there, or is it going to kill?
Yeah, I think so. Because it's, I don't know, but it's on the suit. Unless it, Dante, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sure.
I was just saying, unless it, like this picture right there that we were just looking at, unless it clamps, the back piece and the front piece,
Right. Yeah, like the what do you call it? The Guardians of the Galaxy vest.
Yep.
Right. I kind of like it, yeah. But it's also possible that it can be magnetic, right? I mean, that would be also a good approach.
I think that would be better. The magnet in there would be, I think, a lot easier to deal with than those clips because you could snap and break those clips.
Yeah,
right.
I'm hoping it's magnetic. Yeah,
I'm hoping it's magnetic too. But I mean, this is the deluxe version, so it comes with this exclusive accessories.
That's the what do you call it? The suitcase I was telling you about. The first one, the one on the left. Somebody made that last year, a third-party company. I forget who it was, and it's very crappy. So I ended up not buying it. And then I was like, Hot Toys has got to make. If somebody made this, there's no way that Hot Toys is not going to make something like this or something out of this. And look, I would have never expected this, though.
And if we look at that, I'm sorry, Dante. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that top picture of the suitcase on the right there. If we have a close up of that, and we don't have to go to it, but the amount of pieces there, I think I think the difference right there. So all right, look at that. It's not just the tools and the molds. The fact that this has to be somewhat assembled, out of the factory. I'm sure you're gonna have to put some pieces together yourself. But that's awesome. Is this $50 right here retail? I think so. Would you pay $50 for this? Like that level of detail?
And that's actually cheap. I think that $50 is cheap for that, believe it or not.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, for this piece alone?
Just that.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, what is the difference between the regular and the deluxe? I know the deluxe, I think it's 4 or 5.
It doesn't come with this. It doesn't come with
this. Right. This is the exclusive one. And now we have, this is for, how much is this one again? 4 or 5, right? Without taxes, without, shipping and all that. And then this is the regular version, which is $350, which is pretty much the same thing. The only difference is that we don't have the exclusive, the suitcase, right? And that to me is the selling point. I mean, the suitcase. I mean, come on, you need to get that one, right? That's the whole point of this figure, right? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was very impressed. I mean, I think this figure is gonna be fantastic when it's released, and I think it's coming out next summer 2022, hopefully sooner. But hey, man, like this is just a good release by Hot Toys for sure. Nobody saw that one coming, including myself. So that was a good thing. Let's wait for Aries. He's trying to fix his internet. So let's see what else we have on the chat. Let me just go back here because we have a lot of people, man. We have a lot of people here. Exotic Car says, suit it up. Let's see. I feel like all those plastic armor pieces will leave indentations on the track suit underneath. That's a good point.
It will.
I think, I think we're gonna be talking about what is the aftermath of putting the the suit on this figure, right? So that will be the thing. I think Aries is back. Aries, my friend, welcome back again. You were making your statement and then you got, no, don't worry. Hey, you telling me sorry, man? Like with all the internet issues I had before, I'm gonna do like Nate does. Are you out of your mind? I can do it that bad. He's the man doing that. So Aries, we were talking about this figure, the Mark. Where's this?
I didn't hear you there. I broke up for a minute. But I think you're saying something about Nate. Like, am I out of my mind? But anyway.
Yeah, yes, no, because so we were talking about this deluxe version, right? So you were making your point that you really like the head sculpt. So we just want to hear your comments on this before we move on to the next.
No,
topic.
I think what I was going to say, I think was, I was, I think $405 is for everything you're getting here. What I was going to say is, what is the blurg? $315, and then for what
For one
$90 more, you get this. I don't know. I just think I think that there's a lot to this. So I think it's great. I mean, personally, I just think it's great.
It is, and we were talking with Fabio and Desy that not only that, but the engineering that this figure has is a lot to take. So I think it is well priced. As Desy point out, these are individual pieces that needs to be molded, put it together, painted. So all that adds up the quality. So sometimes you need to see this as more not like how much accessory you get, but the quality of the figure. And I think this one has just that. I mean, and the good thing is that you have two different options, right? You can choose either the deluxe, which is about $405, include taxes, and also need to include shipping, or you can get the regular version, if you will, that doesn't come with the suitcase. So that one is for $350 plus tax plus shipping. So it will be up to you which one to get. I'm definitely gonna get the deluxe because if you're gonna pay this much money, might as well add another $65, $70, and just get the deluxe.
Listen. The only thing they really could have done though is, that's to interrupt you there, but the only thing that they missed on this really is they didn't give us another Grogu. So just saying.
Right, they didn't include Grogu with this one. So JB says so it's not diecast. No, this one is not a diecast as far as we can see here. It is just
it's gotta be. It's not.
No, it's not.
It's not diecast.
I guess it couldn't work with the metal.
Yeah, it's not advertised as diecast, and we know that IG-11 has some metal parts in its leg, and I think K2SO did as well, and those weren't advertised as diecast. So this may have a couple of metallic.
That's why I said that, because I feel like the other ones, because they had a little bit, I feel like this is going to have something in there.
So it may, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I just say it maybe in the legs. To be honest, I don't think so, because it's going to be too much weight. Usually the ones that are not advertised as diecast that do have diecast, it's usually in the legs, just like the regular diecast ones. It's usually in the legs, right, to support the weight. Because the rest of it will all be plastic, I don't think they'll need to do that here from an engineering perspective. So I doubt it, but you never know.
Right. You never know. Yeah, you never know.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind, though, if we have some diecast pieces for sure. Definitely not. I think nobody will. So now that we're talking about Marvel, so I just heard some rumors, and again, these are rumors by all means. I didn't hear from my source I usually have. So I heard some rumors that there's a possibility that we can see the battle damage Thanos coming soon as well. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's supposed to be like in there, right? Because that figure was supposed to be released. It's supposed to be released next month, based on Sideshow's estimations, right? June to July. So technically, it is in the time frame to be released. So will that happen? I really hope so. Because we're just gonna need some Marvel figures as well. We got a lot of Sideshow. A lot of Star Wars figures. So Fabi, do you think this rumor might be true that we might see a battle damage Thanos coming soon?
I hope so. I mean, I'm just waiting for him so badly because I just want to have him like with my battle damage Tony already too. So I hope. I mean, you never know, but I hope so.
Yeah, Desy, what do you think? Do you think we might see this guy coming up soon?
I would think so. I think the only reason we haven't so far is probably because of some production facility scheduling, right? Because it's just a simple mold, it's a mold alteration, right? To to have the damaged little surface areas of that armor. That's all it is. But the rest of it is pretty much maybe this face. That's the only thing that's different. That's a completely new item. But the gauntlet, the red one, the Iron Man gauntlet version, whatever we call that.
Right. Yeah, this one here, the nano gauntlet.
So that face right there and the nano gauntlet are the only new things. So you would think that should be coming up soon, but a lot of the Marvel figures are kind of delayed. Well, almost all the figures are kind of delayed now, but
yeah,
hopefully we'll see something soon.
Yeah, and Aries, this is going to bring me to the next topic in regards to this Thanos as well. You know, because of the pandemic, a lot of things got delayed, a lot of things got pushed back, and as I said before in your live stream, in my live stream, many times before, get ready to see a very busy Q3, Q4, because we're gonna get a bunch of figures coming. Do you think this one is a potential to be out as the rumors are saying, or do you think we might see other things coming out?
Well, I definitely think you're going to see other things coming out, but yeah, I'm very sure that this is coming. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is coming. I believe the rumors are true, and I think you're right. You have to wonder just how much they are going to release, in Q3 and in Q4 and in the beginning of next year. And I think we're going to get a lot, not just, with Star Wars, but with Marvel. And it's not just with the, necessarily everything upcoming content, although I think that's where a lot of the focus is going to be. You're going to see a lot of the streaming, content that's going on Disney Plus for, both Marvel and Star Wars. You're going to see a lot of TMS figures. You're going to see more than you ever have before because the world has changed. But you're still going to get these figures. Like this one's a no-brainer. This one's going to come out. And I think again, they need to be able to generate some pre-orders right now. They need to, I mentioned this going back maybe a couple of months ago, or maybe that the whole way that, for instance, with Star Wars, that you see pre-order wise and everything that's in stock at Sideshow, that it was going to look completely different in just about a month and a half or a couple of months. And you're starting to see that now. Just wait for another 2, 3, 4 months with a lot of this stuff. And by the end of the year, it's going to look completely different. And I think you're going to have a lot more. And there is a lot on there already to pre-order. But yeah, I think more's coming.
Yeah, I think it is a very possible too that this might be coming next, just because it is within the time frame. And as Desy pointed out, they already have the mold. Maybe the head sculpt is different, so they need to kind of work on that. But they should be ready to release this anytime soon.
The mold, Desy, sorry there, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but don't the mold, okay. When you already have the mold, that's like tens of thousands of dollars, isn't it? I know you with the art and all that, but that's got to be up there.
Yeah, it is. And even more so sometimes. And I was mentioning that the only new molds, really, you can argue this, but the only new molds is the new head sculpt and the nano gauntlet. Right now, we do have the battle damaged armor, but that's more like of a mold alteration, kind of on the surface of the mold. They would just need to alter the existing mold if they want to do that. So yeah, it's not that much. It's not like a completely developing a new figure. And then the actual figure itself, right? The body they already have. It's the same exact thing. So
true. And we have 93 people watching right now. So please don't forget to like. Liking this video helps a lot. We're 97 actually now. Don't forget to subscribe to Cantina. Don't forget to follow Fabio for Fast Figures, and of course Desy from Metamorphic Customs. All the links in the description below. And now we're gonna talk about we're gonna actually announce the winner of the giveaway for this 4,000 subscriber celebration. So we had a video that I wanted people to comment and let me know what were their May 4th predictions. Plus, be subscribed to the channel, be part of my Instagram and all those rules that we already put in place. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually do the drawing and see who's the lucky winner of the $50. So this is the video that I put the URL of the video for the live stream I did with the May 4th. That was on Friday, I believe. So we have 12 uniques. I just kind of removed duplicates, and we have 12 unique comments. So we're gonna do the randomizer and see who is the winner of the $50 giveaway. So let's start. Like Aries says,
Let's go,
right
baby.
now.
Right.
All right, let's see. Let's see who's the lucky winners. So the lucky winner is wait, hold on. They need to give the predictions for the. Let me see if I choose the right video first of all, because sometimes my brain plays me tricks. So let's see, what was the video? I think it was this one. Let's see if I have the right URL for this. Yeah, okay, hold on. I think I put the wrong video. Boo! Yeah, you can put me, guys. Don't dislike it though.
It happens. Don't
I
worry about it.
can take the boo, not the dislikes. All right, we're human, man. Come on, we are human beings. All right, let's see. Where is my? All right, so live stream here. Man, $50. I wish I can participate.
Yeah.
So I can win.
Listen, I never all them codes, like whenever Sideshow has those events, and I'm always like 1 minute late. Always.
Yeah,
I mean, I got a couple the last time, but man, I'm always just like, I'm like, oh, let me go take a look here. Oh, this just came out. No,
Yeah,
code's been used up.
I was actually last December. I was selected for one of those. It's basically a white elephant thing that Sideshow has, and I won the Hot Toys John Wick figure. So that was the first time I ever won anything from them.
Wow.
But that was fun because they pre-selected 12 people to play the game, and you were there, and it was just a white elephant, and I ended up with that. So it was pretty cool.
So it is possible that I could win because I know someone that did.
It's possible. I got one, so it's real.
All right, so this is the video that I asked people to comment. This is for the May 4th predictions. So I ask people in order to be part of this giveaway, to make a comment and put their prediction there. So I copied the URL from this video and I pasted it into the, randomizer, and we have 28 comments. So unique comments, removing the duplicates. All right. So let's start and see who's the winner of the $50 giveaway. And mine does look come on home. Okay, well, yeah, but wait, it needs to be the prediction though. He didn't say the prediction. He says Mando looks come on home. Oh, well, that could be considered a prediction, right?
Yeah, that could be considered.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna
Be
consider
real.
this
Be real cool.
I know. I'm gonna consider this as a prediction for Mando Look. So Be Real is the winner of the $50 giveaway. So if you're watching this video, please contact me. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. Now I'm gonna announce something else because I'm very generous. So I just made it to 4,000 subscribers, and I was thinking, you know what? I just need to encourage people to keep subscribing to the channel, keep watching the unboxing and reviews, live streams, and all that. So I'm gonna give out 2 hot toys. First hot toys is gonna be when we reach 4,500 subscribers. So I'm gonna announce the rules in the next coming weeks. That's gonna be 1 hot toys, and then when we reach 5,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do another giveaway, which is gonna be another Hot Toys figure, or maybe a General Grievous reissue. It's between that and another Hot Toy. So stay tuned because we are gonna give 2 Hot Toys between now and 5,000 subscribers. So you're gonna have 2 options, 2 ways of winning. First thing, obviously, you need to be subscribed to the channel. Participate with us, interact with us, comment. You can subscribe to my, my YouTube channel, to any one of these gentlemen channels as well. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook group, Six Scale Media, which the link is also in the description below. So we have a bunch of things coming soon. So we're gonna call it for the night. I want to say thank you everyone for watching the show. I really appreciate your support for the past almost a year. I'm gonna be doing a live stream on May 28th at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's gonna be my 1 year anniversary, and we're gonna have a lot of guests for that stream. So stay tuned. I'm gonna announce it in the next week or so. So, Fabio, last words.
Love being here as always. Thank you for having me. Nice meeting you guys. Always amazing time.
Desy.
Thank you again. Very honored to be on here. Fabio, it was great meeting you. Aries, Dante, always great speaking to you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Look forward to the next stream.
Yes, and please don't forget to leave in the comments below happy birthday to Desy, because today is his birthday.
Thank you,
He's
guys.
finally 21, so he's allowed to drink. I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Aries, you are the last man with the word. Come on, tell us what's going on, what you have next in Six Scale Cantina.
Well, first, congratulations on 4,000 subscribers, man. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Your reviews are awesome. And it was really cool being on here with Fabio and Desy, and always an honor to be on here for sure. And a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm pumped up about tomorrow. Listen, baby, it's gonna be a hot show. It is gonna be a tremendous show. You know, is it possible that I got maybe some insider information on some stuff? Maybe, hey, and I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and the Dark Jedi means I kind of feel the Force a little bit, and I kind of feel something that's going to be coming, that's going to pump everybody up, baby. So you don't want to miss it tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Be there. Yeah.
Don't miss it out. Subscribe to the Aries channel. Follow Desy, because he does amazing diorama pieces. So make sure you check him out. I actually did a review of one diorama that he did for my Thanos, and it is fantastic. So you need to watch that video because it is awesome. And of course, don't forget to follow my friend Fabio on Instagram. His group, One Six Scale Revolution, right? Is that right?
No. Evolution.
Well, revolution is the same thing. Evolution.
Go search Evolution, you'll find it.
Forget to subscribe to my channel again, guys. Like this video. Don't forget to become a member of Six Scale Media, because we're gonna also be doing another giveaway, not related to this channel, but related to the Facebook group exclusively. When we reach 1,000 members, and we're getting close. So, you need to subscribe. You need to become a member for the details. And that's basically it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, be well, and see you around in the next video. Have a good night, everyone.